Thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing the part of this conversation that many aren't talking about, the issue of parenting and how we can improve parenting, especially in this regard. Let me come to your thoughts on what Tokwe just said.
Okay, so parenting is important, and you're right. Poverty does not equate bad parenting, but there's a new trend in our world, whether we like it or not, that adults who are not fully grown themselves or exposed or know the right thing are giving birth to children. So if parenting, the fact that you have given birth to a child does not all of a sudden make you a responsible adult. Or wise adult, or makes you, know the right thing to do. It's what you know, how you live your life, that you put into your child. That's just the truth, and that's what we have a lot of right now. I used to say that when I was growing up, we had very little. And we understood the dignity of ourselves. We understood that what we did not have was money. We had everything else. We were human beings. We were proud of ourselves. We went to school. We were respectful. The only thing we did not have was money. And I would look at someone who was wealthy or who had more money, and we could tell the thing you have is money. If you did not have respect, we could see that you may have money, but you don't have respect. You may have money, but you don't have sense. That sort of thing. It was just money that was the difference between, being poor and being rich. But now it's poverty of the mind, lack of respect for self and your environment, lack of dignity, no reason, no hunger to better yourself. Just you're just everywhere. Just let everybody spoil, finish. So it will show in the sort of children that you're raising. Some children have been able to bring themselves out of that. I don't know how God does it, so a child will be able to bring themselves out. But in this particular Mohbad's case, see, the lack of Yoruba is affecting me here. But for what I see, is based on what they know, given their exposure, the little that they know. They came across to me, the mother especially, saying, this benefactor has given our child an opportunity, and since he did, our lives have become better. I'm not sure if they knew about the cultism or the drug use. If they knew that, and they knew that this was the person the person that is associating with is the person that is allowing him use the drugs or be involved in gangs, then what they were doing to beg the benefactor was wrong. But if they were not aware, if they just thought, he gave him a platform, he now has a job, he's now a responsible young man. See, he has bought us shop, he has bought us a car, he's trying to make our lives better. And they would not really understand this young boy trying to leave what they feel was a huge platform to step out on his own. And then when they see also that he's being assaulted, in their own thinking,
he's begging.
We'll beg him. What is it that we cannot? And, knowing Africans, when an African parent kneels down before a younger person, it's supposed to be all things have been settled. Let's go ahead.
Point. Let me come to you, Nima, but I have a call. Yemi from Ikorodu, you're live. Thanks for calling.
Hello, Morayo. Good
morning.
Welcome
to the show.
For 10 years, I think it's the first time I'm able to...
Really? Oh, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Not more bad, so sad. I really feel for the boy. He was a talent. Now, talking of parenting, his mom came online some time back and spoke of how she got pregnant with him and how she was advised by prophets that not to terminate the pregnancy, that the child was going to be great and he would work for the Lord and everything. Now, she knew this, and she left that boy when he was 4 years old, as far as what we've been hearing online. She left him when he was 4 years old. She did not think to nurture him, towards that path. And the boy deviated, and the devil took him. And she came out crying, and I feel for her, but she ought to have nurtured that boy. Somebody spoke of Burna Boy's mom. Burna Boy's mom has been with him from the word go, from the beginning. She should have stayed and nurtured that boy. Probably, if she had stayed, she would have followed the path God destined him to follow. And, this thing would not have happened. It's just so sad.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Nima, do you think society is part of this problem? Because when Naira Marley came out, I just when the whole Malian culture, And there was a video that was trending about the woman who was actually trying to preach against it. And I remember that time that everybody went for her. And even celebrities came out and said, listen, I am a Malian, I'm a proud Malian. And we've also, for a woman, like a mother of Mohbad, who has no idea, but she sees that this man is glorified. Everybody's celebrating a Malian, everybody's proud to be a Malian. All she sees is the success story. So she might not want to dig further to understand what's underneath. Or she said, nah, everybody's a Malian, it's a proud thing. So do you think society also spearheaded this destruction that we're seeing in this?
Certainly he did, and I would not excuse Bona's mom because Bona would be at his performances and he would obviously be smoking. Davido would hold his own like this. Wheezy, all of them. So when the head is when something is going to spoil, it starts from the head. When fish goes spoil, now from the head. These people continue to popularize these ills and vices, and we aligned with them for just the successes. Nobody called out those things for what they were. Everybody shut up. I remember when Naira Marley started to trend and young students would go to school in uniform and they would put their videos online, TikTok and all of those things. They would be popularizing and the child would be shouting, Marley. And there was one girl that broke my heart, seriously, because not only was she a girl, she was in secondary school uniform in that video. And I remember saying to my kids, there's nothing that excuses bad behavior. Drugs, association, anybody you know, once you see the person behave in such a manner, you excuse yourself. It's okay to say, I can't belong, and come back home immediately. And they were too little to even understand, but now where we are. So justice for Mohbad really is, how many of these vices are we going to make sure stops? Because we are now hearing more terrible things of drug peddling, compelling artists to travel with drugs, threatening, courtesan, we're now hearing the outrageousness of these things.
kg.
We are now shouting, the time they were starting and making our children think it was okay to align, to believe, to show up, to say, okay, to belong. Really, we were all saying it's not that bad because it's never near house. And when the fire starts from your neighbor house, careful when you're minding your business. It goes soon touch your roof. Yes, and we're here now. We're shouting. Mohbad's parents, for me, just as Tope said, they cannot excuse not knowing. Even if you did not know from the beginning, at some point, you would have been scared. There was a DJ Splash mother who carries her son to go and hide in one remote place so that he will not belong. The boy is not as he was when he joined them. In fact, he was worse off, but the mother is still keeping her son better alive than dead. You know? So some of the experience in this case, for me, they have their faults, but really, we will break it down. What choices did society leave them? And I'll now come back to the people who posted their first video. Paulo said Mohbad had reached out to him. He cried for help to him. And he just put his post like that and shut up. Why? You are upfront and personal. You are a no name. You could have done something for him. You could have visited his parents and said, this boy is being, I will take him up. Or release him.
That's your nature.
You know, you could have, no, I'm just saying, you could have, you know what? Because not just my nature. You see that busybody we call busybody. He would have saved all of us this thing. Most likely saved his life. He would have brought him here and the parents would even get a clearer picture and say, okay, will he become nobody from this popularity or can you still help him keep his career? And you could have done that because Kiss Daniel left his brand, his label. And he was able to get out. We know contracts and label signing. I know.
Record label contracts is a totally different thing. And if we bring it together,
but it was not a contract. It was beyond the contract.
But they don't know.
There was the threat. We saw a full adult being beaten. Obviously, there was more than bullying. They were all taking, they were in fact taking life out of him. So this is beyond the legal contract. A legal contract, worst case, we will educate you to stay 10 more years. You fulfill your side of the contract and leave.
So there are different things. I love to have, it's good to have somebody like Nima in your corner, and then you will have someone like me. I will say my own, and then I will look. I will say maybe once or twice.
Before you get into trouble.
Yes, I will say once or twice, and I've learned to say it and keep quiet. So if I see that this child is doing something wrong, I'll mention it. And I grew up with a mom. My mom would buy T-shirts for someone. Like you are dressing, you're wearing black at night. She will call the person, a neighborhood who are living in a ward of him. Remove that your shirt. Wear your white singlets. You can notice it's late before bike will jam you on the road. And that's how I grew up. That's how we grew up. We were watching out for one another. But we later realized that you could be seen as busybody, or you could be seen as there's a log in your eye and you're picking the speck. Another person, somebody will say, let me take care of the log in my eye. That's a perspective. Another part is, let's talk about the celebrities that jumped on the Malian crowd. Because we knew what was right and what was wrong. And like what Nima said, I love music. I love dancing. Anybody that knows me knows I dance everywhere. But I would, once they start playing those songs, I will stop. Like, I would just stop because I did not want to be associated with it. We had people online that knew and are shouting now, but they were clamoring and supporting. When you become warm, lukewarm, today you are for this person, tomorrow you come back and chase person, we don't take you serious, which is why I'm not surprised about Adetoun, because I've seen what she's done. I just keep quiet because we know that it will come out that you are not, you don't have any, you're neither here nor there. Some celebrities have stood their grounds consistently. Every time they speak up for what is wrong, when they see a bad video, they will speak up. When they see a good video, they will speak up. Let your yes be your yes, let your no be your no. If you are an influencer and you're on social media, represent your values. Don't come now and talk about justice for Mohbad when yesterday you were posting videos about Naira Marley. I can believe Toto Dike, she came out and apologized that, see, I was saying I was a Malian, I'm no longer representing, and now I know more. So there's room for that. But the idea of them chasing and jumping on trends, and right now, many people shouting justice for Mohbad, they, in their corners of their room, they don't represent what they are saying as justice. Right. They are bullying and still bullying, yet they will come out and say justice for Mohbad. Be yourself inside and out.
Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up on this. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're just still talking about Mohbad. I'm going to be wrapping up very soon. Somebody, Ambassador Dr. Temiso, sent me a video of somebody saying that he can wake up Mohbad from the dead, that he's just asking for his body. All sorts of videos going on. But let me come to you as we wrap up. Any comments on social media?
Immaculate Boy says, I agree with Tokwe's views, but I disagree on the notion of parents living off of their kids as an African. It's a fact that it's African that see their children as an investment from way immemorial. Why do they have many children? Chemist writer says the industry should just ban using smoking to premiere upcoming songs with from artists. Honorable Ademola Alalade says, I deeply feel sad for Mohbad, and I blame his misfortune on his mom, who abandoned him when he was really vulnerable. Wow. She came back into his life when he was already formed and into many vices she cannot control. Parents should pay more attention to their kids. I disagree. Can I just respond to him? I disagree totally on putting the blame on one of the parents, because you were not in their marriage. You don't know why she had to leave that marriage. If she left because she wanted to go and enjoy, or she left because it was difficult for her. And the truth is, the father had another wife. He also referred to that woman in his songs as, you know, not having any pity for him. How about that? Sometimes when mothers leave their marriages, society tend to judge them as if though it was a bed of roses.
The man that did not
Nobody
raise the child.
talks about the kind of man they were married to. It's terrible. And if you frustrate your wife to leave you, or better be a better parent so that the child turns out well and you can take the credit. The father, what did he do really?
Ade Baptiste says, firstly, this is not the way for them to look for acting roles. That's talking about those making the videos. I mean, they could go and do your auditions with Mo Abudu. Or unfortunately, there's absolutely nothing in law that we can do for these actors on social media. That's for those. Then it says, however, I disagree with Tokwe. If he was guilty of a crime relating to drug use, then the agencies responsible should have acted properly. I pray for justice. For me, I'm not a fan of his music nor his values, but there's a lot of regulations that needs to come in place to regulate both the label and artists. I'm also wondering why you haven't invited NDLEA, because 3 weeks ago, the same Naira Marley was advocating for no drugs. So I don't understand this confusion.
Otumba Karim says, Mo, I laughed the Chinese way. I hope people are not taking this charlatan seriously. I'm utterly disappointed in Adetoun with her theatrics. Nobody speaks with the dead, pure and simple. The young man is dead. He deserves our respect. If people cannot help the family, they should please not add more to their pains. Nigeria is sitting on a keg of explosives with artists who are engaging in drugs, weird dressing, weird behaviors, weird lyrics in their music. They are losing virtues at a faster rate. My heart bleeds for this country.
I wanted to take it, but let's leave it on that one. All the weirdness, all the immoralities that we have supported, we are paying dearly for it with this trend that is happening. And justice for him would be to stand up against every form of immorality we have popularized and accepted and said, okay, it's not my child, it's someone else's child.
Akoni Taiwo says the only thing most Nigerians celebrate is money. Good, be it good or bad money. Fadiku Futa says, careful what you say before Mohbad comes to kick you or boot you out in your sleep. I'm sure that's on a sarcastic note. Gudu Beat says, the police need to get involved early earlier, and there's nowhere for artists to run when there are issues with their contracts. Somebody else says the handwriting has been on the wall. Nima has spoken the truth. Another person said, if he were to be my child, it wouldn't be. If he were to be my child, wouldn't we be the kind of money he was looking like? I can't understand.
No, we have to wrap up, unfortunately, but we've not given enough talk time to the issue of the police. You know, I know that the fact that they did not respond,
are going.
the petition, because we kind of let them off the hook a bit, because the police came here and said that, well, we had invited him, he didn't show up, but this is a petition from an artist. This is, I mean, the likelihood that is a frivolous petition is probably slimmer. So if it was just a Tom, Dick, and Harry stage petition, you might think, oh, maybe,
Not until
but this is an
death.
artist. Yeah.
Not until his death. That petition now becomes an evidence that they can, maybe a corroborative evidence at the least, to what is on ground now, what is being investigated now. But when you write a petition, show up or send your lawyer to show up and substantiate that petition. That is how it works. And sadly, the system is everywhere. Yeah. If you like, go to the UK and say it's a different system. You must corroborate the petition you have written.
We have to wrap up. I think that's what we can take. You have a story?
There was a really sad... I saw a video of a young boy, a mechanic, little boy, and they gave him a mic. He said he can sing. And they gave him mic to sing. Raw talent. But when he started singing, before he sang 4 lines, he spoke about having money, chasing women, and using drugs. And I looked at it that because these are the things that we hear over and over again. Having money, chasing women, using drugs. Look at all our music. Majority are saying those 3 things, and we're programming our young children unconsciously to think those are the things to chase when it comes to life. We need to start talking about these things.
The lyrics for Afrobeats, really.
It's those 3 things.
That is all we can take on this segment. And I think what I'd like to leave with our viewers is that let's stop trying to chase clout on somebody's dead. Everybody should please focus on content. This is a season of content development. Find your own original content. Let's not use somebody's grief to chase clouds. I think that's what we've said so far on this. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll discuss something that concerns the subsidy removal and how we can help Nigerians. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.